A 4-year-old boy, this is in the Christmas spirit if you ask me, a 4-year-old boy, a beer in hand, is accused of stealing Christmas presents from his neighbors, but it's true. His mother, April Wright.
Did he get an MIP?
He did not get an
Did
MIP.
he get an MIP?
He should have gotten an MIP. This is in Tennessee, Chattanooga, Tennessee. No surprise. And it's April Wright is the mother. She's 21 years old, so she had little, what's his face? What's this kid's name? What darn it.
Probably Aiden.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Aiden or not. I don't think they released the kid's name, maybe. Or maybe I'm just crazy.
I would hope
Hayden.
not.
Hayden
He's a
is his
4-year-old.
name.
Oh, and I guessed Aiden, and his name is Hayden.
Wow, that's so
White
good.
trash names of America.
You just check it off the list. So April Wright is the mother of Hayden Wright. She's 21 years old, which means she had little Hayden when she was 17 years old. Her husband,
really?
fantastic living situation. Her husband is in jail. Now,
Not a good story.
He's in jail for theft and a bunch of sex stuff and, a whole laundry list of things you're not supposed to do. So she said...
You usually go to jail for things you're not supposed to do. That's
usually
true.
what happens.
You were a good Samaritan. We're putting you in jail.
Here's your reward. She says she is not sure how her 4-year-old managed to get out of the house, open a beer, and steal the neighbor's presents from under their tree. Now she's just glad he's okay. The child was found at around 1:45 a.m. Tuesday, wandering the streets of his...
He should be asleep.
He should be asleep.
He should be tucked in his little
he
bed
should be.
holding a Pooh Bear.
And furthermore, he should not have a beer in his hand.
I know.
Right, but this is what you're not grasping from the story. It doesn't matter that he's 4 and that he should be in bed and that he shouldn't have a beer. The only thing that matters is that he's from Chattanooga, Tennessee. This is what they do in Chattanooga,
See, for
Tennessee.
people in Chattanooga go, oh, this isn't news. What do you? I see 4-year-olds with beers all the time.
I want to know.
There are
okay.
3 things people do in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Drink, steal crap from neighbors, and go to Cracker Barrel. That's all they do.
Cracker Barrel. I go to Cracker Barrel.
Okay, what I want to know is, can you open a can when you're 4, or would someone have
Evidently.
Well, not necessarily. He could have gotten an open
you
can.
could probably open a can when you're 4.
Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't know. I have a
this
bad
is my theory.
Yeah, please.
Children mimic what their parents do. This is the
That's
stages
good.
of development in sociology.
Uh-oh.
Children mimic
Uh-oh.
what parents do, the imitation stage, right?
This is what.
Right.
Okay, the mother thinks
so
the same
if the
thing.
mom is constantly opening up cans of beer,
or
then
Pepsi.
the child is bound to mimic that.
That doesn't mean that the 4-year-old could physically accomplish that, though.
But I think he could.
Okay,
Let's be
regardless.
honest. It's not that difficult to open a can of anything.
I
True.
don't know. I used to ask my parents to do it for me.
Except for soup. Campbell's soup is like the hardest thing in the world
is.
to open.
And it's really not supposed to
I need to get a
be.
fork to do it. It's ridiculous. Anyways.
Again.
So, Logan, along your thought process, though, see, the mother thinks the same thing. April Wright is the mother's name. She thinks that her son was doing all this because he wants to go to jail to see his daddy.
Oh.
So, like, that's what it is. Like, he knows he's in jail, so he's
But
like,
I don't know if a child can think that deeply. It's one thing to open a can of
This is
beer.
one
It's another thing
smart child.
to open a can of beer, drink it, steal from the neighbors, and dance in a dress to go to jail to see your daddy.
Well, he's just a very elaborate, scheming little boy.
I don't know.
But
if
he's
they
from
talk
Chattanooga,
about it,
Tennessee.
But if
They
they
don't
talk
think that
about it a
deeply.
lot,
Ever,
you know,
much
Yeah,
less
if they
a
talk
4-year-old.
about it a lot, and they talk about, like, how he got there elaborately.
which they probably would. If I were a mother, I would, to get him to not do those things. You know,
Yeah.
your dad's in jail because of this. Don't grow up and do that.
Yeah, I'd tell him. I don't know if I'd tell him that at 4 years old.
Well, this clearly is
I
not the
don't know, my
brightest
parents-
mother in the world.
Well, yeah.
Let's be honest.
Well, yeah, she's 21.
Oh, I think you can be a good mother at 21, but not in her
She's
situation.
just clearly not. So
I think that, but she also had the kid when she was 17.
Yeah,
a
that's-
little
Yeah.
young.
Yeah.
It's what. Yeah, I absolutely agree. You can be a perfectly fine mother at the age of 21, but
Maybe
I think
with
it
an
also
infant.
goes to show something that if you're having a kid when you're 17,
and she has
I don't know, it's a
multiple
little young.
kids.
That's not a good situation.
She has multiple kids. She says this is what the mother said. She says she put safety devices on all the doors so her kids, multiple, couldn't get out. So I guess that means locks. Not exactly sure.
Isn't that dangerous for a fire?
Well, no. Well, I mean, the kid isn't the one opening the door in a fire. I guess it could be though. What if the mother's locked in the room? Anyways, that's not the
What
point.
if the mother's lazy?
I
I feel like a fire would, light a fire under you.
so lazy that she cannot get up to save her children from the burning inferno.
Yeah, she'd just rather burn in her bed than get out.
That's exactly why they invented flame retardant onesies, so you can just leave your child in the room.
That's horrible.
Once out,
True story.
Now, once out, Wright says her 4-year-old followed his father's footsteps and was found on Blue Spruce Road drinking. He runs away trying to find his father. He wants to get in trouble so he can go to jail because that's where his daddy is.
I wonder what else he's done to try and run away and get
The
in
Hamilton County Sheriff's Office reports say Hayden rang the doorbell of a few houses down, and the neighbor answered, finding the child holding a partially consumed 12-ounce beer. Wright said, quote, he got it out of my father's cooler in the back, and how he got it open I don't understand because it was one of those tab beers.
What's a tab beer?
I don't know. Logan, can you please enlighten us?
A tab? Like a tabbed beer? Like what? Okay, time out. What are we going over to?
It was
Wednesday Interruption's resident beer update on tabbed beer.
Hey, you work at a CVS. I figured you'd know what that is. I don't know. What is it? What
What's
is
the difference between a normal can and
A tab. It's just like a regular can, I'd assume. Don't you call things tabs?
one of those tab beers? That's how she says it. I don't know what that means. But it doesn't stop there.
Like it would be easier for him to
I
get into a
guarantee you it was a
bottle?
Budweiser, too. Chattanooga, Tennessee was a Budweiser.
Or Natty Light, not a Natty Light?
Or that's a good...
Keystone?
Blue Ribbon.
Yeah.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
It's about 15.
You know, apparently that's a really good beer now. They just redid it a year ago.
Logan,
Good thing.
what do you think about Pabst Blue Ribbon? I'm kidding. But it doesn't stop there.
Pabst is good, man.
Ask your friends. You're with some friends. You're in a bar.
Not a long time ago. Not a long time ago. Just now.
Pabst Blue Ribbon.
You're in Jack's Pub. Logan is in Jack's Pub right now in San Antonio.
It's outstanding.
It's
Can I
outstanding.
get an opinion from you, sir? Never drank it.
Tell him to get on the horn.
Well, you know,
What?
we got a grandfather drank it and he died of liver cancer. So
Oh, well.
it's got to be good.
Please be aware that Pabst Blue Ribbon will kill you of liver cancer. But it doesn't stop there. The report said Hayden then snuck into a neighbor's house, through an unlocked front door, stole 5 wrapped Christmas gifts, one of which was a girl's brown dress, and he decided to put it on and wear it.
that's awesome.
Beautiful.
He's got good taste. The
No,
mother
he doesn't at all.
The mother admits she was not just embarrassed but scared and rushed to the hospital that night with Hayden. She said she tries to be a good mother and loves her son, but now feels like a failure. Yeah, I would too.
I would too.
True story.